You know, I thought this album would take a lot longer to come out, but the people are insatiable for new music nowadays, and now we have this. You already know what happened, Kanye dropped Vultures 2, and judging by how his sequel albums were handled, this isn't very promising.
We are cooked.
If you care enough about my opinion, there should be a link to my Vultures 1 review somewhere on the top right, or in the description. In fact, go watch it, since I feel the context behind this album isn't too different from the first. But a quick recap, Kanye's been on a decline since the release of Donda 2 and has been going downhill ever since, in my opinion. Kanye is looking a lot more like DJ Khaled, not just in appearances, but he's also been taking a backseat on his own albums and having the features carry him all the way through. Vultures 2 is more the same and somehow worse. Whereas Vultures 1 had a handful of standout moments among a sea of mediocrity, Vultures 2 is just kinda consistently boring. Like, there wasn't much I'd immediately skip, but I'm like the average video essay watcher who'd conk out after 10 minutes, listening to this as background noise. Speaking of which,
Wake the fuck up!
so let's actually start out with the good tracks. Field Trip is the closest thing it has to a big moment like Carnival on the album. Dollar Sign is the better half of verse 2, I like Don Toliver's hook, and honestly I'm just happy to hear Cardi doing anything at this point. The weakest link on the track is definitely Kanye since he's barely on it, with Kodak Black being Kodak Black. He wasn't great, but at least he had more presence on the song than Ye, which gives him points. Promotion is a normal Future song. Everything comes together well, and if anything sounds more like a Future Ty Dolla $ign collab than a Kanye song on a Kanye album. It's not like he hasn't done this kind of thing before, especially now, but come on, at least make it apparent that it's just like two people. Forever Rolling is this album's equivalent to Back to Me since Kanye is more focused here on rapping and Lil Baby. While he isn't Freddie Gibbs, he fits pretty well on the track. However, to me, that's all the high points on the album. As I said before, I feel the songs are consistently boring here. Lifestyle with Lil Wayne on it doesn't really do much for me, and Fried, which is supposed to be this album's Carnival, sounds super bare bones compared to it. The tracks Slide, Dead, and My Soul also fall into this category of just being okay. I'd also throw in 530, Sky City, Forever, and River. And in the case of the first two, I just love the production, but the verses are just kinda whatever. Forever also just exists as a skeleton of what could be a solid Kanye house track, and the best part of River was basically Young Thug. I don't want to bash on North, but Bomb is just kind of a worse version of Talking. I know it's an 11-year-old rapping, and it's at least better than Adonis. I mean, no shit, he's 6. But at least Talking had a cool concept behind it, even if it was executed kinda poorly. This is just a Northwest track for the sake of having one. But last and certainly not least are what I feel are the lowest points on the album, or should I say lowest point. Time Moving Slow is this album's equivalent to Paid, and I really didn't like Paid. Ty Dolla $ign is once again trying his best to carry the song. Kanye is phoning it in, and at least for me, the beat isn't doing it. It's trying to do this weird gospel industrial housing, but it just isn't working. Okay, this is a quick detour to talk about the Deluxe song since this is a last-minute addition to the script, but I'm neutral on Take Off Your Dress and Believer, but I do enjoy Gun to My Head and very happy that Can You Be finally got a release, but kinda mixed on how it came out. Apparently there's 2 versions of this track, with the 2-minute cut being the real one, which has the wonky Vultures 2 initial mixing, we'll get to that later. I also heard the 6-minute fan-made version and thought it was real, and this one obviously blows it out of the water. God damn it, Kanye. So, as you can see, there's a handful of good tracks, a sea of filler, and the Mariana Trench at the bottom. At least this time around, a good amount of the Kanye fanbase thinks this ain't it. Like, I don't even think the people who say these albums are top 5 Kanye are defending this. I'm not naming names, but you know who you are. This album was rushed, and it suffers because of it. I remember hearing the original mix of this album on release, and I had to wonder what the hell happened. I don't know if you can listen to the original mixes, but some of these songs sound like demos and not something I'd pay $20 for. No, I am not paying for album DLC, even if there's Can You Be on it. On release, the mixing was so bad people went conspiracy mode and thought Kanye was using AI on his voice. I don't know if that's true or not, but, you know, I didn't think that was too far-fetched. Thankfully, the mixing got updated later, unlike Poor Donda 2. At least I think so, at least. This doesn't really change my opinion of the songs that much, but it makes them better, even if marginally. Like, we had all these producers on it, and I assume that most of them gave the go-ahead on this, even if begrudgingly, since Kanye has the ultimate last say on production. But if I'm being honest, I almost feel bad about tearing into this album. Kanye has been under a years-long nitrous addiction, allegedly, enabled further by his dentist who gave him those Jaws grills. And this isn't just like the cute little Whip It nitrous cans, but it's full-on, mask-on-face kind of nitrous.
Ryan Garcia, this Ye, I'm on the nitrous.
Like, looking at this photo is just really sad since Kanye was one of my biggest inspirations for getting into music. Obviously, nobody wants to see him like this, and a quick PSA to y'all. Or, I don't know, do them responsibly if that's even possible. I'm not in control of y'all lives, and I'm pretty sure you have the agency not to try and expire over this kind of thing. I hate to end this on a low note, but that's just kinda how things are right now. So, this is the tier list. Bye.
Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help. I want you to give yourself a chance to find out all the wonderful things you really can be.